I mean, Konate's been a very good player and good servant to Liverpool. But I think if they got Marc Guehi, which they wanted,
Yeah.
I think he would have slotted in there alongside, Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
So that could have put Konate's nose a bit out of joint. I'm not sure his age, but he may have accepted that more of being a squad player. And of course, there's Gomez as well there. But certainly at the front, I don't think, as you say, Salah may
Mm,
be throwing a fit, as you said,
mm,
and the other players there who've been bought. Ekitike, who I saw at Wembley,
yeah.
and he was excellent. I mean, he really was a class act. So he's going to assume he's going to be picked for most games, which I think he probably will be. And Isak, they can hardly start him on the bench and just bring him on as an impact sub, can they? So
Mm,
something's got to give. Something, and sometimes I think it's true, that teams can buy too many players. I have a hunch. My memory might not be good on this, but when Palace were promoted to the Premier League in 2013, having won the playoff at Wembley,
mm,
I think it was Palace. I ought to know this, but they over that close season they bought about 16 players. Certainly a lot of players,
mm,
most of whom were really not necessarily up to the level of Premier League football. So they learned a lesson. I think it was Palace who did that. And you do learn as you go along. But it's all very well having the money. I mean, Liverpool were the biggest spenders, 446 million, but not the biggest net spenders, because, of course, they sold about 200 and something million pounds worth of players.
mm,
Arsenal were the biggest net spenders, I think, at 265 million. But again, the big clubs, they're buying the best players, and this is what I guess keeps them at the top of the top of the list, the top of the league there.
mm,
But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to be a manager, football manager for the money, but I'm not sure I want to do it for the problems you get when you've got high-profile footballers costing over £100 million in some cases,
mm.
who you're going to have to say, look, I'm not playing you. I'm not starting you this week. I want to try Joe Bloggs or whatever, but I'll bring you on. Now that's not going to go down well with one of these super expensive footballers, even though they may appear to sort of accept it at the time. So, no, I disagree. I don't think it's a good problem. Clearly, clubs need a big squad,
Mm.
but I think you do need, in a sense, some players need to have an awareness that they are considered more as a substitute, more as an impact sub. And over the years, you can
Mm,
probably remember, there have been what they call super subs, people who
mm,
come on. I think one at Liverpool years ago was David Fairclough. He didn't tend to start many games, but he came on and he was brilliant. He really was. A little bit like Harvey Elliott,
mm.
who, of course, has gone on loan to Villa, I think, with an obligation to purchase him at some point. So, yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a good problem to have. No.
Mm. Well, okay. So Rio Ferdinand was saying that Liverpool now have a sort of a reality check to do because he said his reason was that um, they, they they bought a lot of players, and now anything short than winning the league this year because of the
Yeah.
caliber of players they have would be deemed as a failure. Do you buy that idea, that the idea that that would
I can see what he's saying. Yeah, because they not only won it last season with the team that they had, but they built on that team. Okay, they've let people like Nunez go and one or two others.
mm,
Alexander Arnold, of course, is gone.
mm.
But yeah, they've had a great start. They're the only. But yeah, they've had a great start. They're the only team, I think, with 100% points so far after 3 games. They got nine, or is it 4 games now? I can't remember. Might be 4 games. Um, Yeah, I think it is 4 games, isn't it? So they've got 12
I've
points.
not seen the 4
Is it
ones.
12? Is it?
I think
Is it
they've
4
got
games?
9 points. Last time I
Oh,
checked,
okay. So it's,
they might
yeah,
they might
no,
they
you're
might have
right.
played another one. Yeah,
But no, it's not. You're right. They're the only team to have won 3 games out of
yeah,
3, I believe. Yeah.
yeah.
So they are up there. So yeah, maybe this is beginning after last season of another period of Liverpool dominance in the way
Mm.
that Manchester City did it for the last few years. And again, they've not started particularly well, even after their season where you thought they might bounce back this season, and
Yeah,
they may still do that, but they've not had the best of starts.
no.
Whereas Liverpool seem to be right on the money again. They seem to be, doing the job.
Mm.
It suggests that the player's relationship with Slot and his team is very good. He always comes across to me as he sort of comes across as quite easygoing, and you have to be careful with that assumption, because I'm sure these successful managers must have a very tough side, which we don't always see in the more acceptable managers in the press conferences. So
Mm.
he's probably got a tough side, but yeah, he clearly gets on with the players. When you get that relationship between management and staff, management and players,
Mm.
it can produce great things, as I think has happened at Palace. They all bought into Oliver's ideas and tactics, and they know their jobs, and they go out and they're a very good team. They're very difficult to break down. They've got a great on the break record, scoring goals on the break and so on. So yeah, it's all about that relationship between manager, his staff, and the players. And
Mm.
I think Slot's got it right. We didn't really know last season, did we? Because he was continuing really with Klopp's team. But now this is much more his team. They know him. He's brought 1 or 2 other players in. So I would be surprised if they don't win it. Now it's early. It's probably too early to say that. There
Mm.
could be a dark horse comes through, a bit like Leicester. I think that's unlikely, but you just never know. You
What?
never know if a team
Yeah,
can
yeah.
come through. But I suspect the team that wins the Premier League this season will be one of those top 3 or 4, sort of Arsenal, Liverpool. I'm not so sure about Chelsea. They don't seem to have started quite as well as I would have thought. Man City could still come good, and maybe an outside dark horse, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Anyway, that's a good
Well,
note
I
to
think,
finish. That's a very good note to finish on. So, do you want to do the closing
well,
remarks, please?
yeah, as always, time has gone very quick there. But anyway, we've issued a few of our thoughts to you about the transfer window this summer, the ups and downs that it can cause to many people in the football world. Anyhow, join us again next week. I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me Cuz.
And I am Emmy Hikins, and I call him Bruv.
You do. So see you next week.
See you next week.